2024 World Pool Masters, what a beautiful event that was! We could see everything: one-side matches, close rivalries, outstanding comeback by Shane Van Bunning in his first round match, a lot of unexpected mistakes, and first of all, beautiful and dramatic final match between Federer Gorst and Joshua Filler. And big congratulations to Federer, who defeated Josh in dramatic deciding rack and winning his another big title. Anyway, there were a lot of great and beautiful shots, so I decided to select best 20 and try to recreate one-handed all of them on my table as accurately as possible with fewest possible attempts. As always, I will determine difficulty and recreation accuracy based on my observations. So I hope you will agree with my selection and classification of shots, and if you appreciate my effort to make this video, then please consider leaving a thumbs up for me and hit the subscribe button, as this kind of support will help me a lot to grow up my channel. We need to start with this crucial shot for Shane Van Bunning, which gave him unbelievable comeback in the first round match. From very uncomfortable angle, I had some problems to find ghost ball, but despite this, I recreated this shot very quickly with very high accuracy. I think that this very precise positioning by Federer Gorst in the siding rack of his final deserves place in this classification, because it was made under big pressure. And I was so lucky because I recreated this shot with very high accuracy in my very first attempt. Hopini presented this nice jump shot with very precise positioning for the next ball. And as you can see, I needed to make very original position at the table, but despite this, I executed this shot perfectly, already in my second attempt. We need to see this very original and aggressive bank shot on the one ball by Jason Shaw, and it was very difficult for me to find this optimal contact with one ball to avoid hitting 7 ball. But after some very bad attempts, I was able to recreate this shot already in 10th attempt. Sixteenth place goes to Shane Van Bunning, and this two-way shot where he executed very thin cut with simultaneous combo on 9 ball. For me, it was difficult to find ghost ball and apply correct amount of spin, but despite this, I found this perfect attempt and recreated this shot very quickly. Next place goes to James Aronas and this not easy kick shot. Cue ball was very close to the rail, and this was big problem because I needed to apply a lot of right hand English to avoid hitting 2 ball first. But then came this moment when I found this perfect path for the cue ball, but unfortunately I didn't make position for 2 ball. Ekland Kachi presented very effective opening of blocked 6 ball in his first round match, and it was not difficult to make a contact with 8 ball, but I did it only in the right side, which resulted with effective but very lucky position for 6 ball, which is acceptable. And now we need to see this very aggressive shot with precise positioning by Jason Shaw. Once again, it was difficult for me to make comfortable bridge because I needed to hit from high elevation, which created problems to find correct speed and spin. But after some very bad attempts and these very close, I was able to create acceptable position for free ball in my 18th attempt. 12th place goes to this another beautiful kick shot with precise positioning by Shane Van Bunning. And I thought that it will be very difficult to simultaneously pot 2 ball and create position for 3 ball, But to my surprise, I recreated this shot already in my 5th attempt, with much better accuracy than in original shot. Another beautiful kick shot, but this time presented by Albino Sean, and once again cue ball was frozen to the rail, which resulted that I had initial problems to find correct path. But once again, to my surprise, I recreated this shot very quickly in my 8th attempt. We need to open top 10 with this very effective opening of blocked 7 ball by Jason Shaw. Holding the 5 ball was very easy, but the key was to find this perfect contact with blocked balls. And despite initial problems, I created very nice opening with simultaneous perfect position for 7 ball in my 6th attempt. Ninth place goes to Fedor Gorst and his absolutely outstanding jump shot with precise positioning around the table. And this is another situation where I had some problems to create comfortable bridge and find correct contact with free ball. But after some 2 fixed shots, I found this optimal window for the cue ball and landed in perfect position for the next ball, already in my 5th attempt, but in a bit different way like in original shot. Joshua Filler executed this confident kick shot and unfortunately cue ball landed behind the 5 ball, but he didn't give up and created another effective kick on the 4 ball. In my 2nd attempt, I executed this shot in a very lucky way, but I wanted to make this exactly like Josh. And it didn't take me a lot of time because I was able to find this perfect contact in my 6th attempt. Vietnamese star Duong Hang presented this very confident kick shot with simultaneous perfect position for free ball. And once again, I thought that it will be challenging to find this correct path for the cue ball, but hopefully I executed this shot perfectly already in my 4th attempt with lucky position for free ball. Max Lechner was in a very bad and uncomfortable position, but he executed this beautiful kick shot on 2 ball. Due to current position of the cue ball, I thought that it will be very challenging to hit 2 ball, but to my surprise, in my 2nd attempt I had huge lag and made 2 ball, but it almost stayed on the table. Another jump shot and another aggressive combination where Josh Filler made the 9 ball in a very original way. Once again, this kind of shot took me some initial problems to hit 6 ball correctly, but then came this moment when I found this optimal hit and 9 ball ended inside the pocket. The last place behind the podium goes to Francisco Sanchez Ruiz, who presented this unbelievable jump shot with simultaneous opening of free ball. And it was very difficult for me to apply enough backspin to cause the cue ball to go towards the free ball. But in my 4th attempt, I put a 2 ball and created very lucky position for free ball, which is acceptable. Third place on the podium goes to Kopini and this very original and creative combo on 9 ball. That was not easy shot, and actually in my first 2 attempts I made 9 ball in completely funny way into the different pockets, but then came this moment when I executed this shot with very high confidence in my 6th attempt. Second place on the podium goes to Jason Shaw and this ultra precise positioning for free ball. Cue ball was in a very uncomfortable position because I needed to elevate my cue and it was difficult to hit the ball with enough backspin to draw it back. And when I thought that it will be impossible to recreate this shot, then I found this perfect amount of speed and spin and recreated this shot already in my 8th attempt in a bit different way. And finally, first place on the podium and the best shot of 2024 World Pool Masters goes once again to this outstanding jump with kick by one and only the eagle-eye Jason Shaw. Cue ball was in a very bad position for me because there was almost no space to put my tool. But despite this, I was able to make jumps in every attempt, but not enough precise to hit 4-ball at its ghost ball. However, to my huge surprise, I found this perfect hit and created lucky position for 5-ball already in my 11th attempt. I hope you enjoyed this video with my classification and recreation of all 20 best shots from this tournament, and you will be able to leave a thumbs up for me and hit the subscribe button to be updated with my all new videos. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care.